This isn't precarious at all. That's fine. That's good. Okay. Hello. Hi. You're gonna learn about how to do research today. Isn't that exciting? I took this from a book, Improving Your Subject Skills by Shelley O'Hara. This book is from 2005, so, it's mostly relevant. Internet stuff's a little dated, but that's fine. Just take that with a grain of salt. Selecting a topic. This is something that's critical to success. Usually it's rushed though. Usually you go with like the first thing that comes to mind. Let's go with this. Awesome. Great. But then you find out, oh no, I can't find anything for this. So take your time. Take your time. But make sure it's something you find interesting, right? Definitely want to be something you find interesting, something you find enjoyable. You don't want to be bored when doing it. But important thing is make sure it meets the assignment requirements, right? If you find a topic that's interesting but it has absolutely nothing to do with your assignment or subject or whatever, kind of useless, right? So that's something you want to look for. And of course, is it relevant? And can you actually find information? Think about these things before you just, Okay. Boom. Understand the assignment. That's a big thing. Understand it. You want to thoroughly read through and understand your assignment sheet early before you really start digging down into your project or subject or choice or whatever. Understand it. Yeah, if you understand the expectations like early on, it's a lot easier to, meet them. So, understanding, big brain time, understand. Metrics to look for, type of assignment. Is it a PowerPoint presentation? Is it a research paper? Is it a science experiment? Is it a piece of art you have to do? Understand what they're looking for. What subject is the assignment in? Is it chemistry? Is it and others? What is it? Length of assignment. You gotta know that you can meet the length requirements. Is there a word count? If it's a video, is there a minimum minutes you need to reach? Stuff like that. So, expected resources, elements, format, citations, stuff like that. Just make sure you understand what metrics your instructor that's going to be grading it is going to be looking for. Getting ideas. So, now you know how to start kind of finding what metrics to look for. Now you gotta come up with ideas. You gotta find them. You gotta think. Think about these things. Anyway, you gotta think. Again, if you choose something that's interesting, you're gonna not be as bored. You're more likely to actually finish the assignment. So make it fun, but again, relevant. Some strats, some topic idea finding strats. Ask your instructor. Maybe they have recommendations, required resources even. Sometimes there's a resource list you have to choose from, so make sure you know and talk to your instructor first. Look in, your textbook, class materials. It's often overlooked, like, oh, I got my textbook, I'm gonna do something else. Look there. Like, I mean, at the very least, it might give you an idea, to start with. Brainstorm videos using word association, so think of random words. Butterfly, flutter by, goodbye. That wasn't a very good one, but you can start with just random words, or even just Google in random words that pertain to your subject. Perfect. You can get good stuff out of that. Go to a random library, go to your subject, and just start looking through random books. Something might stick out. If it's a linguistics thing, go to language section, and maybe you'll find some title that sticks out. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Cool. Awesome. Understanding types of research materials. Reference books, great for like facts and statistics. You can find those easily. Some stuff like atlases, encyclopedias, dictionaries, almanacs, maps, etc. It gives a good overview of like hard statistics, but it kind of falls short on giving you a broader overview. It's just going to be like this many people in this, and this town is here. It doesn't give you a full picture, but it's good for like if you need like hard statistics and stuff like that. A couple things to look out for. A lot of times they can be dated, which is good if it's like a history assignment, you know? Great. You want something from that time period. But if it's something modern and you're getting statistics from 1975, that might be a problem. Only other thing is you usually can't leave the library with reference materials. So, you know, you gotta research while you're there. Take thorough notes. Regular books, stuff written by people about the subject. That's not just reference materials. Usually more accessible. You can check them out from libraries, take them home, study more on your own time in the comfort of your own underwear. More, you know, comprehensive picture than a reference book. It's not going to be just like hard facts. It's going to be like, oh, well, and here's the feelings and the things that were going on around at the time and how this group felt about this. You know, it's going to give you more comprehensive kind of overview. And a lot of times it can like relate things to a bigger picture. So magazines, journals, articles might be good for like current information, but be careful about the sources, especially because most of the time you're finding these things online. Websites. Most of, not all of what I just said can be found online anymore because, you know, we live in the now. Use critical thinking, you know, check everything for validity. Another good thing is like current statistics from like government sites and stuff like that. So population statistics, financial metrics, stuff like that. If you need it, maybe you're doing a paper on, I don't know, that's, you know, financial implications of horse racing. I don't know, but it's good for stuff like that. Finding these resources. Here's where to find them. First, you know, you want to make a list of your ideal info. Like, what are you trying to find? Are you trying, is it again, an economics paper or something that you're trying to find economics resources? Okay, cool. Maybe you want reference books. Is it like an English comp thing where you're studying poetry? You want to know what you're looking for, or the kind of things you're looking for, so you know where to look for it. So think about that. Where are these sources at? So classroom materials, you already have them. Fantastic, great, good to go. Don't have to look for them. You have them already. You know where they are. I hope. Libraries. So most libraries now have digital search systems. In fact, you can even look up the library's contents from the comfort of your own home. So you can know what they have and what they don't have before you even leave. But you can also go there and search up and even ask a librarian. They like questions. Magazine articles. Again, kind of find them online, but also if you want physical copies or older ones, use your reference section of the library. And then internet. Other resources to consider depending on, you know, what kind of project you have. Pieces of art, literature. Talk to people who are experienced in the topic. That's perfectly valid. And, you know, your own experiences if it's relevant. And I clicked the button again. Yeah. Your own experiences, don't discount that if, you know, you have experience in the topic. Working with resources. Finding resources can be one of the most difficult parts of research assignment. Be mindful what you find and how you use it. Deciding what to include. There's two different kind of schools of thought here. You can make an outline in advance, like decide what points you want to make and let that kind of drive your research, right? So make your outline and then find resources that fit that. You can also let the resources drive your project, or let the topic drive your project. So just search through resources and stuff, find them first, find the ones that are most interesting or have the most resources available, and then make an outline based on that. So make it fit to you, kind of thing. Taking notes. Take notes while reviewing. Like while you're looking these up, like as soon as you're starting to read, like while you're reading the book even for the first time, take notes. Good thing is to quote and annotate your notes from the outset. So if you are directly pulling things from a book, quote it, annotate it in your notes. It makes it easier for later. Avoiding plagiarism. Don't become jail time. Be really careful to note like when you know, directly quoted or paraphrased or whatever. You don't want to be stealing people's work. You wouldn't download a car. Citing sources. Make sure to follow the instructor's like required format. Make sure you cite it, create a works cited page or bibliography or whatever. So great. It's easier when there's only one source, but when you have a ton, try to keep it organized. And yeah. So now you know how to research things properly. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Get out of here. What are you doing? Leave!